free demo of Mood. So if you are, hopefully you are familiar, but if you go to app.chargingthefuture.com, you can sign in right now and use version 2, the current version of Mood. And version 3, there's going to be an upgrade, and this one is really actually just an update on design. Real quick, if you want to click through these mockups on your own, if you go to this link, it will be available until version 3 is released. Version 3 is about over 50% done, but that's still a decent amount of work that needs to be completed. But I want to give a preview so it gives you time to provide any feedback if you have any, and hopefully get excited about the release of version 3. Now, once you create an account with version 2, again with what is available now, all your data will be automatically transferred to version 3. And in these mockups on the left hand side, if you go to this link, if you go to the bottom, you can click through all 17 features of what's going to exist in version 3. Now, on the right hand side, we can see here that version 2 has about 8 features and version 3 has 17, and that's why it's kind of taking a while to release this. And again, you can use this to click through at your own pace, and I've made individual videos for each of these. I also did make a video covering all of them, but then it ended up being 45 minutes, a little over 45 minutes. And so I'm doing individual videos for each feature to keep things short if you're just interested in one specific one. And with Mood, the intention really is to provide an opportunity for you to check in with yourself, and all the data is saved anonymously. And how it helps out with the app is just to give an idea, of how TI Skills Economy is assisting overall with individuals in terms of their journey to autonomy and really their journey to, you can choose whatever. I mean, when you look at these 17 features, you don't have to use all of them, right? There's some survivors who are already employed and maybe all they're really interested is housing, right? So you don't have to use everything that's in here, but by checking in on your Mood, it does kind of give me an idea of the data over time in terms of, how is TI Skills Economy helping with your overall well-being? And yeah, and then you can also use it for yourself as well. And again, anyone who comes in here and uses this is not tied to your individual account. So on the right hand side, real quick, this is what it looks like in version 2. Very simple. You can just come in here and, just choose whatever image you have, submit it. Originally, I had actually had this embedded with Gentle Pulse, which is the meditations, and I found that individuals were using the mood check individually. And so that's why I removed it from Gentle Pulse, made it its own feature within version 2, and that carries on in version 3. Now, if you're not signed in, this is what the screen looks like. Once you're signed in on the web app, this is what the Mood app looks like. Not everything that's here in the copy will be translated over to the app. This is just a mock-up, but this gives you a good idea of what it's going to look like. This is what it looks like if you are signed in but haven't done any ratings. This is what it looks like when the screen is loading. Very straightforward, very simple. And, one of the big changes that's happening, not just for Mood, but across all of the apps for version 3, or the app as a whole, is that in version 3, there's now going to be an Android app. So if you're familiar, right now with version 2, only Chime is available for an Android app download. But with version 3, everything that's available in the web app will now be in an Android app. This lets you see what it's going to look like on mobile. Not signed in, signed in. If you haven't done, if you're about to do a check-in, what it looks like on mobile, what it looks like when the screen is loading, and that's it. So yeah, so if you have any questions or feedback, please let me know.